everyone, how all are you? I hope you all very fit and fine and doing great in your life. So welcome to my YouTube channel, that English with Neha. So here today I will tell you that how can you build your confidence or how can you talk in English fluently with the other people. It can be done within 1 month or it can be done on even on the basis of 15 days only. It only depends on your hard work, guys. So I have some point to discuss here first. We will first discuss some points, and after then you will get to know that how my point of view will help you to improve your English. So let's just go ahead. The first rule for talking in English, that is, you have to think in English. If you are not thinking in English, then it would be difficult that you would learn the English very fast. Because what happens, guys? For example, if there is a small baby and who is just 1 or 2 years old, what he does? He just listen the people, what are they saying. If the people are using Hindi in front of that child, then his subconscious mind get to know that this is the language in which he has to communicate further when he become 5 or 3 or 4 years old. But if there is a surrounding where the people used to speak in English, like the foreigners, how do they know the English? Do they know the English by their mummy's stump? No, that's not. Because it only happens because of the mother tongue. And now what is the mother tongue? Mother tongue is that language in which most of the people communicate in that language in your surrounding. Like in India, at my home, everyone generally talk in Hindi. So what I did, I also started to use Hindi in my language, and that is my mother tongue. So if you would think in English, it will improve your vocabulary skill or your learning skill in your mind. Like if you are thinking in English, it will direct your head. You have to think in English, and if you will think in English, then after 1 day or 2 days, it would gonna happen that you would generally speak in English. So first point is that you have to think in English. Now let's just come on second point. The second point is that you have to communicate with your friend in English whatever the time you want, for 15 minutes, for 20 minutes. And remember this thing, you do not have to keep the time less from 15 minutes, but you can keep the time more. Like you can talk with your friend for 2 hours, for 3 hours, what do you want? It's totally depends on you. But remember one thing, you do not have to less the time from the 15 minutes. I hope you are getting. Yeah. Let us come on third point. That is, ignore the people. What are they saying about you? Like for example, there is my friend and she's talking to me in English. So we are just beginners. So what happened? I just say in the at the place of he, I said hey. Now what will happen? It can happen that my friend would laugh at me. It can. But if I would mind that thing, would I be able to go forward with the English? No guys, no. So what would I have to do? I have to just let that thing out from the mind. Because if it would be in my mind, then I would not ever try to use English ever in my life. So remember this thing. The third point, what I said, ignore the people. What are they saying about you? I have told you, you have to use, you have to think in English in your mind as well. The second point was you have to communicate with your friend. And the third point was you do not have to think about the people. What are they thinking about you? Now the fourth point is what you have to do. You have to just watch a video. Like it can be 15 or 20 minutes in a day, in whole 24 hours. Because from there you can know the people, how are they showing their expressions with the English. Like what I generally do in the previous days when I was learning the English, what I used to do, I just open a video. The name of the video was Learn English. So in that, the people was saying something, and I used to repeat that word again and again, because it somehow believes that it gets fixed in your subconscious mind. So fourth, what I said to you, the fourth point is watch the video of English. The fifth point is what you have to do. This is very we can say it will improve your vocabulary treasure. Okay, so what we have to do, you just have to learn one vocab in one day, just only one vocab in one day. So for example, let me just tell you a meaning of fantasy. Like fantasy meaning कल्पना करना या अपने ही विचारों में मग्न रहना. It can be called fantasy, but this I learn only one day. So what would happen in the second day? Like if I would learn the second day the meaning of embrace. So now what the meaning of embrace? Embrace meaning is to hug someone, or to what we can say, किसी को गले लगाना. It can be called embrace. So what would happen if you would learn one vocab every day? One day it would happen that your treasure box, which is your vocabulary box, would get very big, and you would become masters of the English. So that was the 5 point of learning English. I hope you would all implement these 5 rules in your day-to-day life. Thank you so much.